Let Us Be Blunt Entertainment presents Sports Toke. For that blunt opinion on sports, roll with us. Let's go.
I'm supposed to be a franchise player, and we in here talking about practice. I mean, listen, we talking about practice. Not a game. We talking about practice.
That's the great thing about sports. You play to win. And I don't care if you don't have any win. You go play to win.
I'd rather play with 10 people and just get penalized all the way until we got to do something else, rather than play with 11 when I know that right now that person is not sold out to be a part of this team.
Our players, you need to be more like a dog. We don't need a bunch of cats in here looking in the mirror. I look good. I got my extra bands on. I got my other shoes on. Be a dog. We don't need no meows. We don't need no cats. We need more dogs.
Yeah, all right. I can't believe top 10 offensive yards in school history. Chad Johnston's number 10, and number 9's Jared Deggy. Like that. Come on, man.
I mean, that just must go to show you that we're like not an off. Haven't been an offensive team for a lot of years. A lot of years we were defensive. Offense was just, give you 17.
I mean, you're telling me, because there's a few, like, come on, give me the obvious ones. Give me the obvious quarterbacks that's on this list, you think.
I say Geno.
Yep.
I'd say Pat White.
Yep.
I'd say Major.
Yep.
I'd say, his name just shot out of my head, damn. Next, why can't the dude to play for the Rams?
Mark Balger.
Yep.
Like, you're damn near going in order. It's Geno, Pat White, Skylar Howard, which that's a surprising one. But that dude, he was one of my favorite quarterbacks. He didn't have the most talent. That dude played.
He played with heart.
He played with a lot of heart, man. Like,
I did not like him.
Put his heart in Jared Deggy, and that quarterback could have been on top of that list. That's how I feel. But, all right, so look. Then you got Mark Balger, Rasheed Marshall, Will Greer, Major Harris, Oliver Luck, and then Jared Deggy. Like, his name just don't go with them.
It doesn't go with like from one name to the next. It's just like you're going down and you're going to good quarterbacks, and then you get to him, and that's not one of the guys that you would think of.
And you know what? To be fair to him, though, like, he did have a lot of drop passes. A lot of drop passes.
He did.
But he did a lot of dumb stuff too. I felt like. I mean.
Yeah.
That's the type of show we in. Except for, I said cornerback, not quarterback, man. We're supposed to make our top 10.
Yeah.
Quarterback.
Yeah, we were.
That's what you got done, don't you?
Yeah,
I see you come in with notes.
That's why I was like, had to think about the quarterbacks, because I was like, I didn't think we was doing this today.
Right. But we had to type. When I didn't want to, but when I saw Chad Johnston as number 10 and Jared Day, I mean, I guess Chad Johnston was kind of nice.
I mean, he wasn't that bad.
But Jared Deggy,
that's a hard one to. Like, there'd be a lot of guys I'd pick.
No offense, Deggy. I mean, I probably couldn't do no better, dog. But I'm just saying, like, that, you just don't belong on that list, man.
Right.
You said right. The Mountaineer players are gonna love this show.
But I mean, we should love that dude. But like,
hey, I cheered for him when he was here, and I'm gonna yell at him when he does something wrong.
Yeah.
Like, that's one thing I didn't like when Neil Brown got on the fans. Like, no, you shouldn't boo your own team. Like, I don't agree with booing your own team at home. Like, no way. I mean, you got to do something real bad.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But don't get on me when they're not making routine plays. Like, as a fan, you expect me to show up and cheer. And I do. I do, just because, man, I love the game. Like, I love the Mountaineer football. Like,
I would never boo him. Like, I get mad at him, but I'm still cheering. I'll be mad, but still.
But you're going to yell at him like you was coaching him from the sideline. Like, I just try to coach him, like, from the sideline. Like, I'm one of them parents, you know what I mean? Like, that's how I got into coaching, because I was one of them parents, and then I was just like, hey, wait. But when them kids listen to me, they actually doing something.
Yeah, but I mean, as a fan, like, you got to understand, too, like, them guys ain't perfect. Like, like,
but see, all right, like, no, they're not.
But you can't. But like, and that quarterback, I know he practices, and that's one of my things about, if you practice, you should be able to do it. But you can't. But you in life, you can never do anything perfect. So you're always going to have plays where this guy does something, and you just got to move on to the next play.
You touched on something I want to say, though. That's the thing. Ever since I started coaching, it's hard for me to watch sports as a fan and not as a coach. Like, to the average fan, they might not see what's going wrong with the play. You know what I mean? Some things I see, like especially basketball. I mean, for football, people might laugh. I'm pretty good at reading football plays from playing Madden and playing NCAA football. Yeah. And watching football for my whole life. Like, I love football. You know, we going to talk about some football.
Yeah.
And Mountaineer football, I talk all day. I don't need Wikipedia, none of that stuff. I can answer most of them questions.
All right, so let's get to these cornerbacks.
Let's get it.
Let's see what you got.
All right, Trav, you right. We said cornerbacks. So who's your top 10 D-backs? Not in any specific order. I just made the 10 that came to mind, that I thought.
Well, the first one you got to say is
Aaron Beasley. For sure.
Because that dude was a monster.
Well, you got 20 career interceptions?
He got 19.
Said 20 on Wikipedia.
Yeah, but I'm seeing 19.
I know he had 10 in one season.
Maybe it is 20.
He led the country in 96, I think it was, with 10.
Yeah, and that leads another guy that nobody heard about that's on my list is Steve Newberry.
Yeah,
because he is also tied with 20 career interceptions, and he's also in the Hall of Fame, as is Aaron Beasley.
Man, here I go talking about not knowing Mountaineer trivia. Like, I don't even look, and I don't even know who that dude is. So that's what's up. You gave me somebody to look up, man.
Yeah.
So, what number did he wear, though? Do you know?
I mean, I really don't.
See, all right.
I mean, I just
you just seen his name in record books, right? No, there's a lot of guys like that.
You know, and
I don't know who Ira Rhett Rogers is, but I know stuff about him just because I wasn't even alive when he was playing, but. He was like our All-American. All right, so we got Aaron Beasley. Then, all right, Steve Newberry's number 2. Who else you got?
Pac-Man.
Yeah, for sure.
I mean, because he not only was a cornerback, but I think he's like second in yards, in return yards.
Man, I love that dude when he punched Kellen Winslow in the face. I know I don't advocate violence, but he was on that, like, he wasn't backing down from that dude. That was what I loved about him.
That was a good one.
He had that attitude. All right, go ahead.
And then I got...
you might have the same list as me, except for that Newberry.
Darryl Worley.
Damn, yep.
I got Brian King.
Oh, nope. I didn't. Oh, wow. How did I forget him?
I don't know how you did, but if you...
do you think there's Mountaineer fans that don't know who he is?
Probably.
You do think there is?
I mean, I'm sure there are.
If they're young, they got to be young.
Because, I mean...
Because I bet you there's some Virginia Tech fans who know who he is.
I remember that guy. I got Ellis Langster.
Mm-hmm.
I'm going to go with Beanie.
Yeah, okay. I'm glad you said that because I put him on my list too. That's funny.
Some people might say, it doesn't matter if he just played. Like, he was one of our best we ever had. Dude.
He
like,
balled his ass off last year, dude.
Look at his stats.
That dude balled. He single-handedly made our second. I'm not taking nothing away from any other guys, but that dude literally, the way he played, made us our secondary better. I mean, like, he did. He balled. Like, whoever was on his side of the field wasn't. They might catch a couple passes, but they wasn't going to go off on you.
Yeah, that was the kind of guy that where you only threw there if nobody else was open.
He wasn't like Pat Miller.
I mean,
that's what I'm saying.
Who is Pat Miller?
I mean,
you know.
That dude, I used to feel bad for him.
Yeah.
But then he did come up with some big plays.
He was one of those dudes that, like, bonehead play, and then we need something and he does it.
Yeah.
But other than, like, when we need something, he was just fucking
Is Pat Miller on your list?
No, he is not on my list.
I was hoping not. All right. I wouldn't have been able to take your list serious if you would.
I mean, I wouldn't. If I had him on the list, I wouldn't expect you to take my list seriously.
All right. Who else you got? You said Beanie last.
Yeah, how many? I don't even know how many that was. I'm just racking them off.
You're supposed to be counting, man. I wrote the numbers on my list.
I didn't. I just wrote them.
I was organized. You used to get in trouble at school for that shit, too.
Yeah. Oh, shit. Go ahead, man. Who you got? You got anybody different that I ain't got so far?
No, look, actually, no, not really. That's what's crazy. My list, and like I said, no order, just the ones I remember playing and liking, was Aaron Beasley, Pac-Man Jones, Rasul Douglas, Willie Edwards. You didn't have him on your list.
I didn't have him on there.
That dude was a legend, man.
I didn't have him on there.
Keith Tandy.
Dude, I was going to put him on there, but, like, with me, like, I remember, like, I looked, but I always remember, like, the bonehead shit he did.
Man, he played good here though. He did it. He made a couple points, but like you just said, none of the players are perfect. I mean, and when you're not doing bonehead stuff over, like
I almost put him on my list.
I had to put him up there, man. He had a good career in the pros too. All right, they got Aaron Beasley's counterpart, Mike Logan. A lot of people forget about him. He was nice too.
Yeah, he was.
He made big plays that year. He was a good returner. Like you didn't know, you couldn't kick the ball to either one of them two. Then I have our boy Beanie Bishop because I said, man, I ain't trying to dick ride, but dude balled last year. I hope somebody in the secondary gonna ball like him this year. Set the example.
Yeah, we need somebody to step up.
All right, Ellis Langster, you said that. Here's the only one I think, Alvoy Mays. You remember him? He played back with Major in '88, and him and Willie Edwards actually they played together.
Yeah. And
then my last number 10, I couldn't break it down on these two. Is Antonio Lewis and Vaughn Rivers, and I know they're probably not on no stats list as leaders or nothing. Them two, like the way they got burnt in the beginning of their career to the where like the last couple years, they even still got burnt in the last couple years, but they came through. They came through clutch. Against Georgia and the teams that we weren't supposed to beat. Them dudes came through.
Yeah, I think maybe their problem was like they're just always aggressive, and sometimes aggressive as a cornerback is not a good thing.
Right, that's true, and that's true.
Like you want them to be aggressive, but I'm talking like too aggressive. You're not gonna get every pick. Sometimes you're just gonna have to make a tackle.
What's your you got like you'd be like Dion unless you just don't.
Unless you just tackle. Don't. Yeah, but
I mean that dude literally shut his side of the field down. Who do you think is the closest one to like a Dion type? Who do you think was shut one side of the field down out of this list?
Aaron Beasley.
Yeah, I'd say that's true.
Pac-Man
would give up some plays, but he would fight you for that ball, man. Like, and I think a lot of us remember him too. Like, he was a good cornerback. Like, he was a great cornerback, but you just remember his speed. Like, he was so fast, man. And he, like you said, them returns, like punt returns, kick returns, even interception returns. Like,
he was exciting.
I always wonder, like, see him and Tavon Austin race in their prime, like both of them too. You see Pac-Man run that 4? What he run like a 4.4 and. And I think he was barefoot.
I think so. I don't think. I don't think anybody's as fast as Tavon.
No, there people have been though.
Who? Not
at West Virginia.
That's what I'm talking about. At West Virginia, I can't. Tell me somebody that was ever faster.
That Chris Johnson, like they ran damn near the same time.
Yeah. He was fast. So there was.
Why do you think Tavon didn't make it in the pros? You think wrong fit? Like I thought he would have been really good, man. Because I knew if he got hit though, but he was tough. Like he took hits here and got up.
Well, it seems like I don't know what it is because when he went to the pro and he'd even got on some teams that had little receivers that were good, and he still.
All right, I got a question for you. My bad. I didn't mean to cut you off on that because we do that a lot. My fault.
It's all good.
It's the blunt kicking in. But look, check this out. All right, so if it just brought me to a question. If you had Tavon going out for a pass and I got to pick somebody line up against him, is your answer still Aaron Beasley?
I think, honestly, I like Pac-Man against him.
You got to put Pac-Man against him out of this list is what I say. I might even go with Beanie Bishop.
Yeah, because
the way he guarded people this year, but I don't think you're gonna stay with Tavon.
You're not, but most of his stuff was like he would just get it and go. Like he did have some shit where he caught it deep, but most of his stuff was like just a quick cross the middle, grab it and go.
Right. Oh, that Texas game where he had 3 dudes coming at him. He was in a triangle of Texas defenders. And sidestepped all 3 of them, and then took off and high steps and end zone.
Yeah, there wasn't nobody that got from stop to go faster than him, dude.
If they measure that, I like to know that too.
Because he could stop and be right back on that motherfucker.
Do you think D'Anthony Thomas though? You think if them two raced, I don't know. He beat him in the 40 times, so he must be faster than D'Anthony Thomas.
Yeah,
that dude was fast as hell too.
He was. Speed.
We was talking about D-backs though, so let's talk about here. I got one, Perlo Bastine. You remember that dude?
I do.
He got burnt. He needed the 911 burn unit more than anybody.
Yeah, but
that played
the
here.
Funny thing about that is that he is actually on the list of. Well, first of all, he's top 8 in pass breakups.
No way.
Or interceptions. He's
in the top 8 in interceptions.
He's number 8 with 13. He's tied with Keith Tandy and Marshall Glenn.
Now you're telling me that Keith Tandy and Perlo Bastine side by side. Like Keith Tandy's way better player.
He is way better. I'm just saying according to interceptions.
And no offense to Perlo, because I was hard as hell when
he either intercepted it or they took it to the house.
It must have got stuck in his face mask or something. They just threw the ball right to him because he got burnt a lot. Like I remember him getting burnt a lot.
It was funny when I was looking up this list. It's funny that he was on it because I know how you felt about him. I'm like, wait till I tell him. that Perlo Bastine.
Yeah, that really shocks me, man. That really does shock me. Go ahead, man. Go ahead, number 3. Go ahead, number 3. He made some plays. He did make some plays for us. I'll say that. I'm not going to say, but like for most of his career, dog, he got toasted.
Yeah.
Toasted.
We always had cornerbacks getting toasted. Like, so it's like.
He got toasted worse than us in the morning before breakfast.
Yeah.
Like, I'm saying he got toasted. Like, I don't know, man. Anybody else? Let's see. You got any honorable mention? We left some people off here for sure. Let's go to this. Let's look at the stat thing and see what it says. Like you just found Perlo Bastine is number 8 in interception. I would have never known that.
Yeah, I mean,
I wouldn't have guessed that.
This is just. I can look up whatever we want.
Let's look up who leads in interception.
Fumble recoveries.
Are we
Oliver Luck? It's weird that Oliver Luck is like number 2 in fumble recoveries.
Not really. That means he sucks at catching the snap, or his center sucked. One of the two. I'm gonna say he sucked because I really didn't like that dude. I think he saved West Virginia football, but he also made the stadium atmosphere that of like people were there for the event, not to be an actual fan of the game anymore.
Right.
We need them real fans to come back. Neil Brown got that fan type attitude again, so I like that about him.
He lets him come back, man. He's
the only gripe I have on that dude, man, is we still make the same mistakes. We're still dropping passes. We're still like. I didn't like Holgerson. West Virginia's fan base, this is a podcast in itself. West Virginia's fan base is hard on coaches. We ran Bobby Bowden off, bro.
Yeah, but
we ran Bobby Bowden off. Like, let's think about that for a minute. If Rich Rodriguez goes to Alabama before he goes to Michigan, he might be Nick Saban right now. I ain't gonna say I think he is, but I'll say he might be. Like, if he goes to Alabama and runs that spread offense, runs off 4 or 5 national titles, he's Nick Saban.
Right. But let's get back to this whole Bobby
We ran
Bowden
him off.
Leaving this. Bobby Bowden left West Virginia for Florida State. And I know Florida State was shit when he got there, but he's still in the state of Florida recruiting football players. He's just by doing that, he's going to be better. He ain't recruiting the same players at West Virginia as he was when he went to Florida. There's a lot more athletes and shit in Florida than there are in West Virginia.
But West Virginia recruits out of Florida heavily. Like a lot of the Florida players, we have strong Florida ties.
Exactly,
man.
But strong ties are different than a kid having to come way up here when he can just go right here and his parents and all his family can come watch him play. It's easier to recruit the kids in Florida if you're in Florida. That's why Bobby Bowden was Bobby Bowden, because if he would have stayed here and made it, he would have not been the same guy, dude. He wouldn't have won all. He just wouldn't have been.
I don't know, man. You can't say that. I mean, I can see where you're coming from with the Florida thing because the speed is down there faster, but it's almost like regional football. Like Big Ten is big, strong. Like SEC's fast. Like they got them. But I think that West Virginia, the thing about us is we're right there in the middle where we can get them big, strong, and fast dudes. I mean, like, now I know, like, you get them dudes that are a little bit bigger, but they're you know, but they still got the speed. Like, we still got the athletes. I think that's our unique location where we're at, man. Like, we're right here, we're right there, like, on the line.
Yeah, but it's still not Florida.
No, it's definitely not Florida. There ain't even a beach here. Florida. Ain't no palm trees here. There might be an alligator here, but
somebody's pet.
Yeah, and he's probably got no teeth.
Yeah, who knows what's in them sewers?
No doubt. Somebody left him in the sewer. You think an alligator can live in the sewer here?
Probably.
That's a whole nother podcast, but you got me thinking now. You got me sidetracked.
Yeah, that's what
All right, cornerbacks. That's what I'm talking about. I'm trying to think if we left anybody off this list.
I'm sure we did.
I'm sure we did too. Brian King was one I left off. I forgot about that dude. I mean, I forgot just one of them names. Like you hear it, as soon as I hear it, I think, oh yeah, well, he baited the dude from Virginia Tech 2 years in a row with the broke wrist. That dude was balls to the wall. Like he deserved. Like, I'm sorry I left you off, B King. You played with Grant and them dudes. Yeah, I'm sorry I left you off, dude. Number 11. We like B King. We going for B King tonight. Aaron Beasley, you know you the legend, but B King, you number 1 on our list tonight, bro.